which leads me to Jerod Mayo. Now, it was rumored forever that Jerod Mayo was going to be the heir apparent to Bill Belichick. I never believed it because, well, and I never thought they'd be so flagrant about it, but every New England insider was like, no. They were so sure about it. And then once Vrabel became available, because that happened the same day I recorded my podcast last week, I was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to hire Mike Vrabel, obviously. We're going to keep Mayo on to run the defense because, again, I didn't think they were going to give Mayo the job. Not even 24 hours later, Jerod Mayo is announced as the new head coach of the New England Patriots. And the day this podcast releases is going to be the day that they're introducing him at the press conference because, of course, all the NFL news breaks on a Wednesday because I'm bad at planning, I guess. I don't know. When I got the Mayo news, the biggest smile came across my face. And my little cousin Abdul and my older brother both texted me and called me because they know about the undying love I have for Jerod Mayo. He's one of my favorite players outside of Tom Brady and Randy Moss, my favorite player I've ever rooted for on the Patriots. And you may think I'm bullshitting on that because he's just a linebacker. Let me run you through what Jerod Mayo has always represented for me. Jerod Mayo has always represented hope for me, right? And I know that sounds extreme, but follow me. Jerod Mayo was drafted in the 2008 draft. If you remember when that draft was, that was the first draft after the 18-1 season. To this day, the most devastating sports moment of my entire life, losing to the New York Giants and not completing the perfect season because God hates us. And the first pick, the first start of a new era or moving on to a new phase after what wasn't the perfect season was Jerod Mayo. Ended up taking 10th overall from Tennessee. And also, if you remember that 2008 season, that was also the season where the first game of the year, Bernard Pollard, dirty ass, launched himself into Tom Brady's knee, knocking him out for the entire season. So after messing up the perfect season and being traumatized by that, I am further traumatized by Tom Brady being hurt 15 minutes into what was supposed to be the revenge tour. Just when I think all hope is lost, that rookie linebacker's pretty good. That guy we got over there, he's all right. He's looking pretty all right. We should probably start playing him a little more over Teddy Bruschi, shouldn't we? Slowly but surely it started happening. And he got more tackles. And he's flying all over the field. And it's like, holy shit, I think we got a guy. Do we have a guy? Got to 100 solo tackles on the year. Ended up being the rookie of the year on defense that year. And was by far the shining light of that season and was the thing I look forward to every goddamn Sunday because it damn sure wasn't Matt Castle to watch that Patriots team. And then immediately he took it over from Teddy Bruschi. The following season, they sent Teddy Bruschi packing. Next year, 100 total tackles again. Ended up dealing with some injuries, didn't play the whole season. Still led the defense, clearly was the smartest player on the field. Then the following year, I take so much joy in this year. The first team all-pro season, and I just watched Jerod Mayo and just the peak of what he was and what he could become. And I'm smiling right now thinking about it. Like, it's such a fun year for us. And then this is where we start intermingling the hope. This is where the injuries started to come in, and what was looking like a Hall of Fame career started getting derailed by injuries. But I still kept hope. Still kept hoping every single year we'd get Mayo back. He'd lead the defense 6 games, 8 games his last year. Ended up retiring in 2015, unfortunately. So now, as we enter the phase where he is now the hope of the new era of the post-Belichick era, I'm filled with that feeling again. Because not only is he a black head coach, which, power to the people, love to see it. He is the first black head coach in the history of the New England Patriots, which it's a damn shame that in 2024 we're still having the first black any goddamn thing, but hey, gotta take the wins where we can get it. And this is where I have to address the elephant in the room, which is the Boston, New England area and just the over-the-top and noted historical racism, especially with athletes, no matter how accomplished you are, which includes vandalizing and shitting on the bed of Bill Russell. Yes, the 11 championships, Bill Russell. But here's where I think Jerod Mayo might get a little bit of leeway. For the first time in a quarter century, that same vicious New England media will finally have a head coach that can talk to him. Bill Belichick has given them his ass to kiss for 25 years. Jerod Mayo don't got the cachet to do that, so he's going to be all smiles and shit. That at least is going to buy him a year. And as for the fan base, for y'all that are just overly committed to racism, fuck you anyways. I'm not talking to you. For the sane-minded, I have to preach patience. He is replacing a legend, the legend, not even a legend, the legend. And he's taking over a team that was 4-13 with a decimated offense that does not have a starting level quarterback. This is going to take a minute to turn around. The DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud Texans are an anomaly. They are not the measuring stick. That does not happen. There's a reason they're the first head coach and rookie quarterback combo to win that division. It's never happened before because it's not supposed to happen. And we currently have the 3rd overall pick and no quarterback. And in the interest of fairness, I asked this question about the Chicago Bears, so I have to ask it about the Patriots. We just failed in developing one first-round draft pick quarterback in Mac Jones, who's the same draft class as Justin Fields. What do we have in place to make sure that that does not happen again? As I'm recording this, I don't know what the rest of Jerod Mayo's staff looks like. I don't know what the offense is going to look like for him next year. I don't know what new receivers he's going to have. It's going to be the same ones. We don't know nothing. I've been pounding the table for them to bring Wes Welker back home to be the offense coordinator. Who knows if that's going to happen? But whoever does come in to run the offense, God bless him, because Jerod obviously has the defense taken care of. That's been the one thing that hasn't fallen off a cliff throughout this terrible season. But he will be judged as to how a quarterback performs because it's a quarterback-driven league, and without a quarterback, you can't win. And although none of us expect him to be Belichick, you got to win something. And as much as I preach patience, realistically, expecting DeMeco Ryans is unrealistic, like I said. However, if the team is worse next year, that's going to be an issue. And at that point, all the goodwill of talking to the media is going to fly out the window. So a minimum of 5 wins. That has to be the floor. I think that Jerod's fully capable of being way better than that. I'm tapering my expectations just for his sake and for the sake of a team that will either have a new quarterback or a rookie quarterback, because goddamn it, I can't watch another snap of Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, but that's where I'm at with it. God bless Jerod Mayo. I don't know how this press conference is going to go. Y'all probably know by now by the time you watch this. I'm recording the night before. Maybe I'll make a reaction video to it if it goes really well. Thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Kev BKA Beloved Show. I'm your host, Kev BKA Beloved. Like, follow, rate, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next week.